Do you know that when Arsenal obliterated PSV Eindhoven at Philips Stadium in Holland marked the first time a team will be going away in the UEFA Champions League to defeat a team in their home ground? You also know that Arsenal were the first team in the history of the UEFA Champions League to play two academy players that performed very well in the competition. And you also know that they say that that the ultimate measure of a man is where he stands in the times of controversy and challenges. And little wonder Jimmy Carragher has come back to say he apologizes for his stuttering statements over the importance of the AFCON. But however, the man will never stop saying bullshit. He continued to say, to strengthen his comment by saying that the competition actually doesn't really count among those people that want to vote. But come to think of it, former Liberian president George Openguye won the Ballon d'Or in 1995 and he never won the Nations Cup. He didn't even see a bronze medal, let alone a gold medal. And yet, he was accounted for his exploits on the field of play. This is the offside. And how with me, Nene. Nene, how you doing?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm still in the mood after the win yesterday.
Euphoria. Yes, talking about the euphoria. Arsenal's victory against PSV Eindhoven shows that Arsenal has that one foot waiting for which team is going to win between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. And it means that somehow it's going to be another tough competition for Arsenal. How do you think that Mikel Arteta was able to get the best out of this thing? What did you notice in that game against PSV Eindhoven at the Philips Stadium in Holland?
I think, in as much as it's Mikel, well, first I think that the team, they make good use of the 8 days break that they had. I think they work on their confident level because I haven't seen that Arsenal for a long time now to be able to. They were so calm. Look at Saliba. So far this season, I haven't really seen Saliba that active.
Somebody said that was the best match so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that person. I haven't seen Saliba that active like he was yesterday. He was so calm. He has the smart touches that he do, and that was very good. Same as Odegaard. We all have been grumbling that since the injury when he came back.
So I found the shooting boots.
Honestly, like the shot he's used to taking it, take them yesterday. Like I saw the Arsenal that do not rely on the shoulders of the young boys. I saw a big players standing up. Calafiori moving to the number 9 position was immense. That shot was very good. The link up from Odegaard to Calafiori taking the shot, that was immense. Mikel Merino later going back to the midfield that turned the touch to Odegaard. It was very, very good. Like I haven't seen an Arsenal that was that confident, that was that steady. Like everybody was responsible for what they are doing for a long time now. I was so happy. Everybody, like we were so the game was so under control. We take the bull by the horns. We did our assignment. We played very well. Like this is what we should have been doing. I was happy Odegaard stood up again. I was happy Declan Rice started making shots. Timber, he was so solid. Look at Timber.
I even muted that Timber should be sidelined.
Imagine, look at him. That header, his overall performance, it was so great. Like it's Ben White's going to have a plate in that team again.
You know, in the pre-match review when he was interviewed, Timber made a statement. He said this is the time that they need to make their efforts counted, that they need to come back and do something special.
Absolutely, exactly what I was thinking, and I said, like, sometimes it's not all on Mikel Arteta's shoulders. He's a coach. It tells them this is what I want you guys to do. It can't hold their legs and show them what to do. Every player needs to be responsible for their action. You guys are being paid a lot of money. Odegaard, you are the captain of this team. Stand in front, lead the line, be responsible. They are accounted for your actions. And that was what they did yesterday. Look at Declan Rice all over the place. That is the deck we bought. That is the Declan Rice. Fans have been saying that we rigged West Ham. We should have paid more than 105 million because he's responsible, but all of a sudden everybody lost their confidence. They became irresponsible, playing here and there. The emotions was there, but they were so calm and steady yesterday. I just hope it continues because either Real Madrid or Atletico, I'm hoping for us to face Real Madrid instead of Atletico because I know Arsenal is not that solid when it comes to low block teams.
Yeah, true.
It's a messed up team. Atletico, they are very physical, they are very good defensively, and I don't see us. Yeah, absolutely. You know, they play on counters, so any slight mistake is a goal, and was as soon as they score goal, that's the end of the match. You know, we were arguing yesterday with some Real Madrid fans that they are going to trash Arsenal. I told them this, listen, I know Arsenal. If we are playing an open game, Madrid play a very beautiful and sweet football, same as Arsenal. So they absolutely, they don't play a dirty football. They play a very pure football. And if we are playing with a team that plays like that, we are going to beat them. The only problem we have right now is low block teams. We can't find a way to break them, and I think that is what they really need to. Our set pieces was working, but all of a sudden it stopped working.
And so people found a way of
you know, these pundits and media people, they brought everything, started exposing how things are. They're the cause of this thing. Now it's no longer fun.
That's the beauty of the game. Now in the 34th minute, Miles Lewis Kelly was substituted by Mikel Arteta. Do you think that will cause a damage to his psyche as a player, or do you think that Arteta was only trying to protect him from earning a red card? Because if you look at the first card he earned, I would say that was controversial. Even the second one, and that was why the second one would have been another yellow card for him.
Yeah, I think
the first yellow card wasn't a yellow card. Even the penalty, there were two controversial issues for me in the game. The penalty that was issued against Arsenal, we saw the same thing being done on Timber. When they wrestled him on the
with Malaysia.
And at the end of the referee didn't say anything in the match.
You know, at some point in the match, I thought that the referee was being unfair. I know many Arsenal fans or other fans didn't say this because they want to focus on the victory. But at some point, absolutely, the ref was blowing unnecessary. Well, maybe it's an home side advantage. We already knocked these guys like 3 and we end up beating them 7. Imagine all of those things that didn't happen. So I guess he was trying to protect PSV, which didn't end very well for him, but the referee was really unfair with Lewis Kelly's performance. I think that it was a good thing Mikel subbed him off. He's very confident. He gives the energy of Gabriel. The only difference is that Gabriel knows how to do it. He knows how to control it.
He's a young player.
Yeah,
Gabriel also was here and there. He was playing in 6 and 7.
Absolutely. There was one error he did, if not because I think it was Timber Calafiori that was standing in front of him. That should have been a goal. But it is. I think he's coming back.
No, Gabriel Magalhaes has come of age. In the time past, he used to be in 6 and 7, but now he's calmer on the ball, his control and all that.
Absolutely. Like, then everybody played very well.
We need to look at how do you think that this team, because the only different thing that worked out for the Arsenal side against PSV Eindhoven is that, or rather was that there was a cohesive play from the team. They were more knitted in the way going forward and defending. Do you think this can help them in the Premier League? Because when you're going to be playing against other teams in the Premier League, how do you think this is going to help them?
This is, like I said, they have it in them. They do. The past 2 seasons, we have been the team. Like, that is why I still get to the point that this is the reason why the board are convinced that we actually don't need a striker, because we don't have a striker. Last season in the Premier League, we came out as the highest goal-scoring team. So, if you look at it business-wise or being reasonable, you see that, you guys are complaining about striker, but you guys are scoring goals. So, the only thing there is that everybody just needs to step up.
Christmas doesn't come every month.
I know, but in as much as Christmas doesn't come every month, there are some point Man City have a striker. Alan is there, but they lost it at some point in the league and other leagues as well. So it's still possible. But that doesn't deny the fact that we need a striker. We definitely need a striker. All I'm saying there is that the team needs to be responsible again.
Yeah, I think that's the key word, responsibility.
They need to be looking out for each other again. They need to start playing as a team again. They need to put the emotions down again. They need to, study Odegaard, Partey. They need to. Yesterday, you see, like, everybody knows what to do with the ball. That is what has been missing in Arsenal. They were just playing here and there, holding on the ball, turning around, going back, coming for. Like, it wasn't beautiful. But yesterday, you see a team wherein they know what to do. There are some points where they know who to give the ball to build up the play again. They know when to give the ball. They know when to make a run. They know exactly what to do in the pitch yesterday. That is what I think they need to put on it. The past 2 years, that is what they have been doing. The Clarice have been everywhere. At some point, he stopped being everywhere. Odegaard, we know him to be shooting and making beautiful touches. At some point he stopped, so they just need to build their eye again, and that's it.
Nene said responsibility is the key word, and me, I'm saying cohesion and responsibility. And now the other one has to do with something that we see that happen every now and then in teams. You see that in a team, no matter how united a team is, there will definitely be a feud between one or two players, and this has been happening in time immemorial. In the time past, it used to be Bednar and William Gallas, and we also saw Lacazette and Cedric fighting on the training pitch. And we also had Bridge Wayne. When Bridge Wayne had issues with John Terry because of their off-field relationship issues, and they became sworn enemies. And recently, when Bridge came back and said, there's something that happened in the Chelsea's ground. He said, there's this player, one Israeli player that used to be known as Tal Ben-Haim. He said the guy was a hard tackler in training. He takes everybody off. And against Shevchenko, he said, Shevchenko told him, look, don't tackle me this way again. And the guy came flying again with another tackle. He said before he could say Jack. He said there was some few jabs from Shevchenko. The guy just pointed the guy. He said that guy never got to him. So now the question is, do you think players having feud in training ground or within the team, does it bring success to the team or does it mar the success of the team?
I don't think that you being physical, although yes, they say what you train is what you perform, but being too physical in training, you are going to, affect your team. Well, for instance, when Mikel Merino get to Arsenal,
the first tackle from
Mark Gabriel leads to an injury, and we have been having instances where players have been getting injured in training. Kai Havertz, we lost him throughout the season. It was in the training field. So I think that being too physical with your teammates in the training ground is more harm than good, honestly. Do it twice you're on the pitch. Like if somebody can break Salah's leg, it won't be bad, but don't do it. I don't really want to be wicked, but come on, Liverpool have been so lucky.
That's it.
So if Salah can just go for till the season.
I'm also talking about feud. How did you have a feud with Gerrard, even Gerrard, while he was in Liverpool? They were sworn enemies, yet they were teammates. So the question is, does it really lead to success? Because you can imagine Bednar and William Gallas in Arsenal back then. Bednar will score, William Gallas will not celebrate. We will even have the ball. Maybe possibly we will not even pass to him because you and I will not talk.
Yeah.
So what's the essence of giving you this ball? Just clear for me.
We all know that football is an emotional game, but at some point I think that It's just like our normal day-to-day work. We are having our personal issues. When we are here to entertain the people. Yes, the job mustn't suffer, like you said. I think in every office environment, that's what they are saying. Do not bring your personal stuff in the team.
The question is, how can one control? Please, viewers, this is where we need you to come in. How can one control such negative, emotions? How can one control such negative emotions in a game? And at the end of the day, you come back to the field and say, we are fighting to win this trophy. It's not possible. It's not going to work.
I'm so against that though, but I think responsibility helps. They know their responsibility. We just have to play as teammates, forgetting our differences.
Okay, please let us know your views. We need to know how this can help a team, a football team, how this can help an organization, because there is no way you're going to have 2 or 3 persons that are talking to one another, and the boss gives them, okay, let's say for example when they do the Rabona in training and the coach brings Bridge and bring John Terry, okay, you guys should do the Rabona. They'll not be hitting the ball at each other. There is no way that can work. Anyways, coming to the last one, it has to do with Jamie Carragher. Yes, somehow he opened up to say that the way he presented the statement didn't come out well. But yet, this guy will not stop floundering with the statement. He's still trying to justify why he tried to say that this guy is not as if he's saying that AFCON is not good and all that. It's just that the people that are voting will not consider performance in AFCON. But the question here is, when former Liberian president George Oppongwe won Ballon d'Or in 1995, he did not even play in the Nations Cup.
Yeah.
He played in the Nations Cup once when they managed to qualify. He did not even win bronze medal, let alone to talk about the gold medal. But yet, this guy was seen as a player that is giving his all on the field of play while playing for AC Milan, and he was nominated and voted for the Ballon d'Or, which he won. So, do you think that this guy's statements, because we saw a lot of African players, somebody like JJ Okocha said, you wouldn't want to...
I think JJ answered the question very well. Like, nobody will grow up and say, I want to be like Jamie Carragher. Like a guy.
Mika Lobi said, the guy should, you know?
So that's not what he's saying, because you look at AFCON, you look at players from the Africa that are performing very well
for top clubs.
Absolutely. You look at the likes of Osimhen, Mohamed Salah, and other legends that have played before. They perform very, very well. And these are people that sweat, that bleed in the AFCON competition. So out there, him says that you can't actually rate them in terms of considering the Ballon d'Or. So why is there an African best? You know, I normally say this, no disrespect to Jamie, but he's just finding ways to be relevant in the media. I think he's trying to keep his job, because if he doesn't say things like that, he won't be relevant in the studio. So he's only trying to keep his job. But I will still go with JJ's opinion. Nobody wants to grow up as a footballer, grow up like Jamie Carragher, somebody that doesn't even have a Premier League, somebody that considered a lot of own goals, somebody that was trashed by strikers.
But what do you expect JJ to say? JJ toyed with that guy on the field of play.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to look out for that clip so that the fans will see it. JJ toyed with that guy while playing for both in those days. Jamie just wants to stay relevant, so let's just give him that. Okay, talking about staying relevant, we want to also acknowledge the relevance of Cardat Sierra Leone. They are the makers of Vinto Plus and Bravely Water. We want to thank them for the support, and we want to say, if you're there, you're tasty. If you have that event that you want to invite guests, please don't forget to patronize Vinto Plus and get Bravely Water so that you can quench that taste. Then what do you have to say going forward, because we're about riding off on the offside?
Drink bravery and stay brave. And also Ramadan Mubarak to Muslims. So you they are Muslims, brothers and sisters, you want to drink something to break your fasting, bravery is the right water for you. It's natural and it sustains you.
So I'm saying Ramadan Mubarak, just the way my colleague here said. Until then, this is the offside. Keep sharing, keep loving, keep reposting every video that come your way.